All right, good morning. I have had many questions on how I set up my show, run my programs, install my lights, all that good stuff for my Christmas and Halloween displays that I do. So I wanted to take a moment and just kind of make a couple videos here on what it is that I do and the programs I use and how I set things up. All right, the first we'll go here with my computer setup. Ooh, I gotta go up a little bit. So I got 3 screens on my computer to run my X lights. My pride and joy here is my 3-dimensional house image. I gotta find my mouse here. There we go. So I like to do the 3D layout because I can have everything where I want it, and it just makes it a lot simpler. I know the 2D layout is okay, and a lot of people use that and they're successful. I work in a 3D world, so I have to have it in a 3D mode. So it just makes it a lot easier for me. On the massive screen here, with all of my program here, I got my color content. I got the effects. My effects go across the top here. All of these up across the top here. You can follow my mouse cursor if you can. And then all my timing tracks and everything. This is just a specific song that I'm currently working on. So I don't have anything really like set in stone on this song. But I can come up here and hit play. And this is what it looks like while it's playing. You can spin this while it's playing and see all the colors blink and each and every element that you want to see going. This is just something I just kind of threw together real quick so I can have a video to make. And then on this screen here, I got my element display up top. So that will show me exactly what is on at any given time, so I can specifically look at certain things and know exactly what they are doing. And that's in a 2D mode, so as opposed to seeing it in 3D mode. And then any other kind of rendering effects I want to do, I got on this screen over here. I just basically like to have it all separated between these 3 screens instead of having it all on one screen, because having it all on one screen can be kind of tedious and a lot of work, and it shrinks everything down and makes it more difficult. And then behind me here, I have my laptop, which I actually just had to buy a new one because the other day, right before Thanksgiving, the laptop I was using just bogged down and stopped working. Every time I would try to render or upload or even open Xlights, it would say not responding. My CPU was being maxed out, my RAM was being maxed out. So I don't know. I tried to delete everything, restart the computer, reinstalled Windows, all that stuff. Could not get it to work at all. Well, actually, my son, I think, restarted Windows. But we could not get the computer to work. Best Buy was having a pretty good deal on this little laptop, so it was the cheapest one I could find that had an Ethernet port and a headphone jack. I run my show through my whole house's network system, so I got to go through here, through that Ethernet cord, down to a switch down there on top of that computer, and that white cable goes out to the rest of the house. So everything's all connected together, and I've been told by many in the profession not to do that because it'll bog down. But I'm running Cat 8 lines throughout my house, and I got a gig service going through my house. I have not had really any problems with it, and we have multiple computers running, multiple gaming computers running, Wi-Fi running, constant streaming services going on, and I have not had a single network issue since I've started doing this. And then the other setup I got, my headphone jack here goes up to my FM transmitter that's in my window. That transmits out, and I transmit off 96.9. And by doing that, it gives it a nice, crisp, clear FM transmission out. I do run a Hinkspix Pro, which I know you can run the Hinkspix Pro off of an SD card with a HSA program. I tried all that in the beginning when I first started, and I had nothing but problems. So I went this route and did it this way. And this has been so much more successful, and I appreciate it this way, and it works for me. Doesn't work for everybody, I know. Everybody's got their own way of doing things, but this is all what works for me. And on here, on my laptop, I'm running Xscheduler. I've found Xscheduler for me to be the best. I know that there's, again, several programs out there that do the same thing, but so far this is working out well for me. What I really appreciate is, so up here, you got the brightness control and the volume control, so I can control those from here as well. Oh, I just totally flipped. I meant to pause. I run my entire show at 15% power through the controllers. So all my controllers are 15% power. And that is still bright. We live by an airport, which gives off a lot of light. So on cloudy days, I might need to brighten it up a little bit. But for the most part, super dark nights, I can come in here and I'll turn this down to 75% through X-Lights X-Scheduler, and it will make it a little bit nicer outside, so people aren't being blinded by all the lights. Alright, so basic, that's my computer setup. So I can just turn around here. I go from, where'd it go? There, that one to that one. Now what I do have to do is I sync all my music on this one because it's just easier. It's a bigger screen. The laptop would be difficult for me. I'm blind and I need glasses, so whatever. I do have to transfer everything. I package it up, package the sequence into a zip file with all the music and everything. I learned that from Ron Howard. Thank you very much, because that made things so much easier. And then I put it on the flash drive, and then I move it to the laptop, put it on there, and then I have to re-render everything, like kind of pretty much rebuild it on here. But it's so much simpler than trying to program it and actually sync music and create music and sequences on a laptop for me. Oh, my computer just went to sleep. Now that my video's just 6 minutes, I did not expect it to go that quick, so I'm gonna stop this one here, and I will make another video on my outside stuff. Thanks for watching. Alright, before I take you guys outside and show you my stuff, this is kind of exciting. My controller came back. So quick little story. Right before I started my show, about a week before Thanksgiving, one of my controllers started having problems. I joined Zoom rooms, mini chats, emails like crazy. Nobody could figure out what it was doing. What it was doing was when I would try to upload any outputs, I would just completely lose my internet connection. Like, it would just like say no expansion boards whatsoever. So after talking with Holiday Cora a ton and emails like crazy, I sent it down to them. They spent several hours working on it, couldn't figure out anything wrong. Like, all the tests they did was working fine. And then I had them hook it up to, like, similar to how my network is, where I go from my computer to my Hinkspix to my AlphaPix, which is this one. And once they did that, it started having the problem. So they had to replace the CPU in it and then send it back. So I'm really hoping that helped and that worked. So I want to open this up, take a look inside, make sure everything's good and that it's back to normal in the way it should be. I'll be right back. Alright, so I got it all unboxed, unpackaged. It's a lot of noise, so I didn't want to record all that. They actually sent me back the old CPU. That was bad. The old mounting plate that everything was mounted to. While it was down there, I actually asked them to install a second 5-volt power supply, so that now I have 2 in here. Because with my big plans and everything I want to expand to, I'm going to need more power. So far it looks good though. So here's now with the 2 power supplies, the new CPU. I mean, they had it all packaged up. They rewrapped all of these to make it look like original packaging. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing though. I mean, maybe I'll keep it and try it later, see if I can do something else with it in the future. Alright, we're going to do this again. I made some videos while I was out here. And when I went inside to do some editing, look over them, I don't even know what I was talking about. I was so like delirious. I don't know if it was just freezing, needed some food, coffee, whatever. But we're going to try this again. So I'm going to start with my Hinkspix in my garage. So I got my Hinkspix here in the garage. It's mounted to this shelving unit here, so nobody can steal it if they even tried. My power strip here, it's I think it's pronounced Kasa, K-A-S-A. This has all of my controllers, and it's all remote control. I can do it from this phone. I can turn all the controllers on or off, and it also gives me power usage. So when I turn them on, I can see how much power is being used in each controller. My Hinkspix here is mounted in my garage. It's kind of a mess. I need to clean it up, but I didn't know what I was doing when I first started this, so I set it up as best as I could. My Hinkspix runs my Matrix. My Matrix is 2 different channels at, what did I write down? 576 each. So the top one is off of 1 port, and the second one's off the 2nd port. And then I have columns, gutters, goes up and around the garage, and then back down. That's all another port. And then this column's a port. And let's see, up on the roof here, I got this arch, or not arch, oh my god, apex, which the apex actually starts in this corner. It goes up, down, jumps inside, and then it goes up inside the eave as well. So it shines on the flat part of the apex. another one of those things I was really proud of. I was like, oh, this is gonna look really good. It does look really good. The only thing is I don't do any submodels with it, so it just kind of does what it does. Here's my little radio transmitter that my FM transmitter connects to. Goes out to this speaker here, which goes all the way over there. There's another speaker way over there. When I first started doing this, I didn't really have any idea what I was doing. So I went online, watched a bunch of videos, got a bunch of ideas. I kind of fell into the I want to be safe zone. So I only ran each port very limited amount of pixels because I didn't want to run out of power. I didn't want to run too many pixels and have too many issues on my first year. And I quickly evolved into maxing out each port and doing power injection, because that ideally is the way to go. You want to optimize your controllers as much as possible. So right now I still have channels and ports that are like 60 pixels, and it's like that was a complete waste of that port. I could have totally jumped that port with another one and saved myself some space. Okay, coming off my Hinks picks, my long range receiver is up here mounted under my eave. This one is controlling my arches on the roof and my floodlights that are under my eaves here. I have 8 floodlights that go across the property, all under my eaves. They're all tucked up underneath, along with all my wires. So you can't even see if you're on the street, you can't even tell. And then I have 8 arches on my roof. Let's find those. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those have 600 pixels in them. Also 12 volts that are ran from that controller right there. I also have power injection lines going up to there. Halfway through the arches. Let's go there. Right in the middle. Right there. There's power injection, and then also way down the end. Oh, that was in the middle. Whatever one in the middle is. I have 2 different power injection lines because 600 pixels at 12 volts. I run those at 50%. Those are the only things that I run at 50%. Everything else is 15%. 1.5 for the house and the yard, 50 for the arches, because those are kind of like I want them to stand out on the roof. Plus, the property behind us, you can actually see it from the other side of the property and the main road out there, so it hopefully will draw attraction to people and they'll come and check it out. In total, my Hinks picks and the long range receiver here is running just under 3,000 pixels, 2,989 to be exact. My other controller I have mounted under the eave is right here. These are hard mounted. It would take an act of God to be able to get those down in a hurry. So if somebody was trying to steal them, they would destroy them. And then it'd be completely useless and then just be vandalism. So that there is also, that's an Alpha Pix. It runs the snowflakes, this column and that column, the gutter line over here, the singing bulbs, not the singing tree, but I'll tell you a story about that. I got these snowflakes, the manger, and those snowflakes. Oh, that column on the edge there, and also another set of the apex up there on the roof. Gets that one too. So when I first set all this up on the house, I got carried away and I hooked up this singing tree to this 5-volt box up here. Those are 12-volt pixels in there. And I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working so well. It would turn on, it would light up, it would play, it would do everything, but it would not light up right at all, and I was getting frustrated, so I thought those had different lights in them. They had lights from a different company, not Holiday Coro. Majority of my lights are all Holiday Coro. My controllers are Holiday Coro. But somebody tricked me into buying a third-party vendor Holiday or light pixel. So I did, and I regretted it. I also had those in my bulbs down here, my large bulbs that I bought from Home Depot that I converted. Through my Halloween show, literally every night that I came home, I had to tear something down, put new lights in it, rebuild it. It was just a pain. So emergently one night right before Halloween, I ended up going to a buddy who was on the other side of the city of us. He's only about 5 minutes away. And I texted him and I was like, dude, do you have any pixels I can buy from you? And he's like, yeah, here you go. So I ran and bought 300 pixels from him and put them on this singing tree, also 12 volt, and saved my show and saved a lot of stress and hassle because I've not had a single problem with them since. I'm very happy with them. I know that you can find cheaper pixels online, other places, but they're just that, they're cheap. Here is one of my setups. This is for the Mega Tree. This is a controller that I just got back. People have asked me in the past, and I've seen online a lot, how do you secure your controllers in your yard? How do you make it so people don't steal them or walk away from them, or walk away with them? I have this one here. It is on a it's on a fireplace wood stand. And let me take this cover off here and I'll show you. All right, now I got the cover off here. So I have my controller mounted to this. This isn't mounted to the ground, but if somebody was to come and try to steal it, again, they're gonna break it. They're gonna have to quickly get all the cords apart, get the cables off. Like, it would be pretty tough to walk away with that thing. I don't anticipate that though. So, but yeah, I use this, and then I put the bucket on top to cover it from rain and weather, and then I put the brick on top of that so that it is protected. Now, we'll talk about my tree bucket here. This is an umbrella stand for like a picnic table kind of thing, inside of a bucket that has 2 bags of cement. That whole thing right there weighs about 250 pounds. It is not going anywhere. I have to move it with a special hand cart that I have, and if I have to move it in a hurry, it ain't going anywhere. And I do that. I don't want to hard mount my tree because I don't know if I'm going to leave the tree here every year or not. And then I have my tree topper guide wires going down, and then it spikes into the ground. This ground is really, really soft, so even with I think these are 18-inch spikes that I have screwed into the ground, I gotta put bricks in front of it so they don't fall over. But I'm super excited because I got my controller back, I got it all hooked up, and it is working just fine. All right, let's move over here quickly to my yard prop controller. So this one's kind of very similar. I got the black bucket on top, the brick on top. Underneath there's another bucket that controller is mounted to and sitting on. It's not as secure, I would say, but again, nobody's gonna be walking away with it. Not in a hurry. Not any time that my dogs aren't gonna bark and let me know. So this is a Alpha Pix Evolution. This one here is running 290 pixels. It's running all of the orbs that are on my trees over here. And these are also really cool. Another idea that I got from Irwin Family Lights. Shout out to them, because as little as he may know, I have really admired his stuff and got a lot of ideas from him. There's the other speaker under a bucket. You'd see I like buckets. I got a lot of buckets. So right here, I have a T-piece. All this is doing is literally power injecting the orbs. There's 640 pixels in this orb set. And then going back along here, it goes to my brilliant bulbs that run along the ground. And that is only power injection for the brilliant bulbs. All right, I only got a few more minutes out here, if that, because it is freezing. Okay, large bulbs. These have 18 pixels inside. They're pixel strips. I could totally take one apart and show you. So I used to have actual pixels in here, nodes, but that just didn't look great. And so I switched them over to the pixel strips. These are from the Holiday Core Arch set that kind of was up on my roof, and then I messed them up pretty bad, so I had to exchange them out. But this actually works really good, and it looks great. Okay, and anybody in this hobby, if you use these bulbs, I recommend drilling a hole in the bottom. I know you can't really see that very well. During my Halloween show, they filled up with water a lot, and I was really disappointed. I'm amazed, because I even like hot glued them and tried to waterproof them, but it did not work. So I got my bulbs. Star, tree, bulb, star, tree, bulb, star, tree, bulb, star, tree, bulb, star, tree. And it just keeps going. What is this one? This one's got 666 lights on one channel, and it's got power injection down here at the end. So this one's a power injection line right there. Sorry about that. And then this starts the next set of bulbs. Tree, bulb, tree, bulb, tree, all the way around. And then my brilliant bulbs that go all the way that way. That's port 1, port 2, port 3. This one has 369. And then the singing face over there is attached to this controller as well, because it's a 12 volt thing. And I don't remember if I said this, but I think I did. I hooked that up to the 5-volt thing and it's 12-volt lights. So then I had to fix it and hook it to that one. That was a bad mistake. I don't recommend doing that. And then I got my Tune 2 sign. Man, that's hard to say when your nose is frozen and your face is numb. These are super bright, like bright white, just basic LED AC lights. I don't recommend using those. It almost washes out the scene. So I want to try to find something to put over it, like tint it out. Or I need to go and buy some weaker, duller, soft white ones. But I'm not going to spend the time to try to fix that. I thought about maybe running up on the roof real quick and showing you guys my arch set up there. It's just too cold. I've got to go inside. But I will just say my arches are, they're PVC pipes that I structured last year and then put the pixels inside of them, or the pixel strips inside of the PVCs. They didn't look great. So this year what I did is I tore all that down and I put pool noodles are now attached to the PVC piping. And then the LEDs are inside the pool noodles, which gives it a great diffuse look. Downside is something is eating them. Eating my, ooh, man, it is freezing out here. It's probably only like maybe 25 degrees, which I know some parts of the country get colder, but we don't do this. We're not used to this cold. So yeah, so I was saying something's eating the foam. I don't know what it is, squirrels, birds, whatever. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to replace those probably next year again. Somebody did say what I should do is coat them in like a polyurethane or something that they won't be able to eat through. So maybe I'll try that. All right, last little leg of my video here. Got the controller all plugged back in to the tree, went inside, and it didn't work, but now it's working. So got it all hooked up and plugged in the Ethernet cords, went inside, started trying to see it in X-Lights, and it wasn't there again. And I was like, are you kidding me? Why is this not working? Then I realized that I plugged in 2 controllers together, but never hooked it to the actual network. So I went back in, plugged it in, took a little bit of work, got it figured out. Now it's running. So I'm very glad to get the tree back up and running, because that is a pride and joy kind of moment when you have something you work so hard for that doesn't work, starts working again. All right, so that was a quick rundown of my show. I've got it running right now. I got some music outside. Neighbor just walked by. He's like, why you got music playing? You know, it's what we do. I'm gonna go inside now and warm up because I'm freezing. It is cold out here, and I am happy that I got my show all up and running and everything's working good. Thanks for watching my video. If you have any questions, feel free to post them and let me know, and I'll try to address them.